What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
What is going on? How are you?
Good. Oh man, I keep playing with these tools over here. It's been fun. So I'm like, now I'm on a laptop. My wife had a laptop this whole time actually that she wasn't using.
I'm on a laptop right now too.
Oh, so bright. Like my future. Can you do me a favor? Oh, look at that
Yes.
shirt. How great is that?
Oh, right. They did a really good job. I love the. It actually looks like a piece of tape, and they just did a really good job. You guys did a really good job.
You did do a good job. Can you do me a favor?
Sure. What's that?
Can you send an invite to our boys here?
Who's coming up? Let's see.
So I'm on this laptop, but I have to like change things, and this lighting is so strange now.
Who am I? I'm inviting Dom and anybody else coming up.
Oh wait, you know what? You know what we can easily. Well, Dom, I think Jason wanted to come up too, which I love, and I want to make sure because you know what we can do. I think we can just put the we just post that invite in the link or in the. I don't know if this is gonna work here. Let's do this. What's up, Ambag? Ambag, good morning. Good morning, Ambag. Happy birthday.
And I had this huge plan to sing you happy birthday yesterday, but then Gary and Rips and Connor did it. And I just thought it would never meet that level after that. But it was flying around in the VDads chat, and I just hope you had the best birthday. I saw you won a giveaway, and you got a V1 card, and I'm curious how your daughter celebrated. Did you guys do cake? Did she make you food? Did you take a day away? I just, regardless, hope you had the best birthday with your family.
Anne, what was the favorite thing about your birthday? I saw the flowers that were sent. Was that To the Moon who sent that to you, Anne? Beautiful. Going back and forth. I feel like every day I'm like learning something new about this software. Which is oh wait, hold on, we have the wrong logo up too. So many new things right now, man. So many new things. It's been fun. I know Dom's like, you're doing too many things. You're doing too many things.
I see your birthday,
Dom. I don't. Oh, it's tough. It's tough for me to say no sometimes, but I feel good.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
I had 2 StreamYards open and 1 Twitch. Do you guys have both open at the same time?
I'm opening Twitch right now.
But you have to mute it, or else you get the sweet echo effect.
All right, I'm here. You're there. Is there an echo?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, it's only if you have like me. I had Twitch open and a StreamYard tab open. So many tabs.
So many tabs.
I hate tabs.
What kind of personality does your hair have today?
Woke up 20 minutes ago. That's my personality. Oh yeah, you guys are on 8:30. I always forget that. Why do they always look so awake?
That's funny.
Are you upstate, Blaze?
I don't know. Is Rochester considered upstate?
Oh, you're home.
But talking about birthdays and everything, I'm really curious, how do you all like to be celebrated? Anne was saying Amy always gets excited for their birthdays. Like, what do you guys want from your kids when it's your birthday? Like, do you want gifts? Do you want like a day off? I know one family, when it's their birthday, they actually go get a hotel room like a couple miles away just to have like a day to themselves. Some people like to work on their birthday. Some people take their birthday off. Some people don't like celebrating birthdays. I'm just curious, what does that look like for you?
Jason, what do you like to do?
I like either doing a bigger event, like heading to Denver or something. I guess I'd say mornings with the family, and then like I like to go do something like mountain bike or dirt bike, like a longer session, and then like a dinner at night. I'd say that's a pretty good birthday now. Kristen did throw a pretty awesome. Oh, Ryan, you were there. The beer trolley.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That
Trolley.
was fun. That was a
Yeah.
good intimate group. There's a trolley that comes and picks you up at your house, and then you get to go. It takes you to 3 breweries of your choice, and Longmont has a pretty sweet collection of breweries and distilleries. That was awesome. Ryan was the only one to get a commemorative mug from the last place we stopped. That means he stole it. But that was enjoyable, and I appreciated having Ryan and Lauren here.
Yeah, that was definitely fun. It was you know what it does? I think it just like takes out the driving aspect. No Ubers, anything. You just got your trolley, and it was a really cool night. And I did end up. I forget what I took. I was like a little bit of I was that guy in college that was a little bit of a klepto, and you wouldn't have wanted to invite me to your house sometimes.
Like, would you take my watch, or would you take like something like a jack-o'-lantern? Like,
Yeah, the like ladder. You'd like wake up and be like why is that gone? Like, why would someone have thought of taking that? But like in my mind, I'd be like, oh, it's gonna be an epic steal, and then they're gonna wake up and be so confused. Like,
So
that was my thing.
you were more like because I did not know this about you. Were you more like a jack-o'-lantern big object stealer, or were you more like an annoying stealer? Because we had somebody. This was back in 2000, and we had a party, and somebody stole only the memory cards to our PS1.
oh, that sounds super annoying.
That's evil.
So I was definitely. I don't know. I guess I like there's like one there's one there's one thing. This was horrible. This was bad. Again, this was like drinking days.
Is this gonna shut us down if you reveal this?
No. This I don't think this one would. I would. So there was another thing that I would love to do, and like this is so strange. This is so specific. I would always drink and I get drunk, and then I would try and find the most random thing to go walk through and like find things. And so like I would always try and find like a construction area. And so like if I could get into the construction area while I was drinking, then that was a successful kind of thing. So like I was Dom's worst nightmare. And I remember there were 2 times specifically. One time that I got drunk, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and there was some kind of construction site. It was after a football game, and I had walked through, and I found I don't even know how I got in there because it was somewhat secure is what we thought. We went back the next day. We're like, I don't know how we got in there, but I found like a big it was a bulldozer, or it was I don't know, something. It was a big piece of equipment, and they left the keys in there. So I took the keys. And so in my mind, I was like, I'm going to take these keys, and then tomorrow they're going to not know what to do with it. And then they're going to it's going to change their life. Like, I remember thinking in that moment, like, they're going to have to go talk with people and communicate. And like, it's just going to be a different, like, that was my thinking. And then I remember I just threw them in a lake. So that was what I did. And so that was the kind of thing, like, I was that guy. But the other time I was in New York City and I was getting drunk, and they were doing construction somewhere in the subway. And like, you can kind of get into anything, like any construction they're doing. And I remember I got into this one back area of construction, and it was like 2 a.m, but like New York doesn't shut down. And so I didn't realize they were still active in doing construction. And so I was like walking basically like next to the tracks. And some guy saw me from like pretty far away, and they started running at me to come get me. Like, they were probably like, you're going to die. Like, don't be here. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is going to be an epic story. And so I remember like running, and I remember being so lost. And I ran into a bathroom, and the bathroom, I didn't know what to do with it because it wasn't even working. And so I just laid down for like 20 minutes, and then I waited until no one was there. And then I snuck back out, and then I went home.
I didn't know you were so adventurous.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when people talk,
I kind of also did not. I did not know this either.
I wasted a part of my 20s. I wasted a part of my 30s. Like, I think about that often. I'm like, I really wasted a good part of my younger years not doing anything like important.
I mean, that's part of your story though, because I think about that sometimes too, and I'm like, you know, everything that I've done has built me up to this moment, and I'm happy with for the moment that or the season that I'm in right now.
Nice, man. Thanks for not judging me.
You're welcome.
Ryan, that's a good. Oh wait, we didn't ask Dom what his perfect way to celebrate his birthday is.
From your
Is that
kids.
the question of the day?
Yep.
I've been digging the last couple of years. Me and it's kind of Father's Day, but like little brewery tours with a couple of dads and stuff like that. Just kind
nice.
of quick, just kind of chill. Kind of like, nothing too major. Had my wife threw me a surprise party one year. That was fun. Actually, 2 different years. One year she took me down to San Diego, and it was super. I thought we were just going to San Diego, but she ended up surprising me where a bunch of other people came down to San Diego too, including my cousins from Arizona and some friends that we don't normally hang out with. So that was a lot of fun too.
Dom, are you surprise averse, or do you like surprises?
I don't care. Like, I'm fine with them totally, and I'm totally game to be surprised because I don't ask questions and I don't pay attention around my birthday time or holidays. So my wife has gotten me really good a couple of times. My wife, on the other hand, like always needs to know what we're doing. So like when we were dating, I used to like plan these elaborate dates, and she would ask a million questions, and I would give her like, random answers just to throw her off the scent. So yeah, kind of like opposites in that regard. She does not like being surprised, and I don't mind it at all. And like I don't do snooping or digging. Like, like if I kind of sense something's going on, I just let it happen, man. But I also wanted to let Ryan know so that I can help alleviate some of his guilt. But most construction vehicles, they run on like I don't know what it's called, but like let's like think of it like a skeleton key. Like so, like one key fits all. So not all, but like all types of that vehicle and that brand. So I'm sure they were able to get their key the next day and continue working, and it was a very small annoyance. So
Makes me angry, Dom.
you don't need to think that you ruined their month or anything or their project.
Kind of the point of my questions. I'm a little upset right now.
Oh, I figured older, more mature Ryan like had a little bit of guilt that he fucked someone's life up, and he was trying to absolve his sins on the Daily Dads.
I think for the sake of the Daily Dads and for the sake of our mission here.
Wow.
There. Oh, crazy. Nice. Well, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do gratitude yet. We got to do some gratitude over here. Where are we at, guys?
Oh, good. Blaze is wearing pants.
I tried finding a gratitude that aligns with today's reading. I wasn't successful in that, but I had a really great dad when, wait, guys, where are you going? I'm just about to share.
I'm here, dude. The chat's here.
Couch is here.
So I had a dad win way back in the beginning of the summer, my very first episode with Blaze, when I was supposed to be Ryan. I talked about how me and Kira go up to the soccer field in the evenings and just kick, do long passes, the fun stuff. And we had our first our soccer season started, and our team needs goalies. And the coach asked Kira to play goalie, and her kicks were on point, and her punts were going half field. And the coach was like, I think we got a goalie, but Kira doesn't want to play goalie. But on the way home, we were talking about it, and Kira said, that's because we practiced in the field all those times.
Nice.
I manifested this success. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful that all lined up.
Nice. Still playing around. I'm glad that was a good gratitude.
Thanks for sticking around for it.
Yeah. John, what's your guy? I keep playing with tools, guys. Don't mind me. We'll keep rolling here.
Just randomly put different people on the big screen when we're talking.
Wait, how do I do that? Like that highlight the one person talking thing?
There you go, right here. I'm here. My gratitude. So yesterday was a little, we had a couple of random incidents at the end of the day to cap a long, hard week. We had a mainline plumbing stoppage at the house, so our stuff was backing up into the backyard, and our girls came up with a lice outbreak. So my wife was upstairs dealing with lice, washing their hair, combing it. I was de-bedding their beds and putting in the laundry. And then my son was like, "Dad, can you take me out bike riding?" And as we're out bike riding, 2 doors up the street, I noticed a plumbing van and a young man on his front lawn talking. And I asked if he was a plumber and see if he can help me. And he came down, fixed the stoppage. We chatted for a while, shared a beer, gave him some cash, and all was well. Finished the laundry, and yeah, we'll see how the lice goes in the next couple of weeks, because that shit just never goes away sometimes.
I gotta go, guys. I didn't know the carpet cleaners were coming this morning, so everybody have a good day. Love you guys.
See you, bud.
Upstate New York does not slow down. It's always good. Love you, brillies. Just take him down. I was gonna ask you, did you figure out where the lice maybe came from?
No. Does that ever work? Does anyone ever figure out where it comes from? I mean, they've got 3 kids in 3 different schools, and they're all savages.
I mean, it happens. It does happen kind of often here. We hear about it. Our kids, like, we always have scares, and then like we do the little brush thing, and Lauren takes care of it most of the time. But like, they end up not having the lice, so I never know. But I feel like most of the schools are pretty straightforward, and they'll kind of let you know that, oh, it started in this classroom, and that's how we kind of take care of it. So that's always a good thing.
We don't even know which girl like necessarily had it first, because both our daughters have it. So
yeah,
kind of leaning towards the younger one, because she'll say things like, "Yeah, my head's been itchy for a month," and it's like, "Oh, okay, sweet."
Yeah. Thanks for telling us.
Yeah, I've been having the phantom itches ever since. Like, I hate that part. So,
gosh, yeah, that's definitely a tough one. My gratitude was really simple. Well, I don't even want to preface with that. I had a great thought on gratitude today. It hit me that I was very grateful that I have a lot of control over kind of the direction and decisions of my life right now, is the feeling that I had. I wasn't being held down by, many other things at the moment. And so I felt that was something that I needed to take a moment of appreciation for. So that was good. And I will ride with that for now. But September 7th, we have 10 minutes here, guys. The lives of greats reminded. Oh wait, hold on. Got it. Can we just come to the couch really quick? The couch. We got gratitude over here from Brofit. Dinner with the whole family for my mother's 74th birthday last night. Our dad is 74. Simple things become way more important and hold so much more meaning with age. Also had a few great training sessions yesterday. The clients like that. I always love the family ones. Those are pretty good. What other gratitude we got over here? We have Robbie sharing some gratitude. Grateful for dinner with son and grandson tonight. Oh yeah, I love looking forward to that kind of stuff. That's always good too. So what else we got? Any other gratitude? Don't want to miss anything over here. We got good mornings, great day, and again, Ann Bag, grateful for you because you are a star. All right, back to it. September 7th, stories. The lives of greats reminds us. Oh, wait, hold on. The lives of the greats remind us. What's like a life? Do you guys like live up to anyone's like history? Are there any like idols for you guys that you try and like hold on to their stories?
I None that I really keep in mind all the time. Like no heroes that I don't have any direct relation to. One thing, Ryan, you talked about your early 20s before, how you feel like you kind of wasted it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I wasted it, but I always had this really romantic idea. Like when I remember when I moved out of mom and dad's house like a year after college, and I was living alone. I don't know what exactly I wanted out of it. I was in graphic design for about 10 years, and I always had this romantic idea of what like graphic design and like agency life was, and ended up being really a lot less sexy than I thought it was. And I guess I always imagined my early 20s gaining notoriety for something. I think that was just like a candy coated version of it. So like one thing that I always wondered was what stroke of luck pinhole somebody in history. Like why do they why do they become notable? And it's obviously like some combination of like, you know, what they did, time period, and who they're around. So that's what I remembered from what you said, and that was kind of what I jotted down last night. Then I kind of think about like today, and it's, you know, it's like seems like anybody can be famous for like 5 minutes, right? And it can be an accident, or it can be through hard work. But now I'd say like I guess maybe as a thought experiment. I guess like it's almost like you can. Trying to read my chicken scratch that I wrote down. More of a challenge to ignore people than it is to notice them. That's what I wrote. I think what I meant from that is there's so many different outlets of sharing. Anybody can be noticed at any time. For the tiniest things, right? Like it's not like only people that do awesome things. It's like, you know, people that, I don't know, do terrible things, or influencers that annoy people and get tons of views. Things like that. Like it's really easy to get noticed if you want to be noticed without putting in like the hard work for something more noble.
Yeah.
For example, the one example I wrote down is in town in Longmont. We have a statue of Teddy Roosevelt standing on the back of a train because on his presidential tour, Longmont was a stop for him.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm imagining back then where it's like, you know, you hear about somebody famous and it's like back then it was like Teddy Roosevelt's going to be here in 3 weeks and we're going to finally see somebody famous, you know, instead of like, hey, let's Google a picture of this person that I want to find out about.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what was going through my head through all this. And then like with the kids, sorry if I'm talking too long. Yeah. With kids, it's like, do you want to push that? Yes, you want to push them to like make a difference, but not with the intention of becoming famous or notorious or whichever.
Okay. I was going to ask with your thoughts around that and sharing stories. I think how we might share more or less what I was getting to, or what I asked was like, how do you take this message where you were talking about yourself and bring this into your kid's life? And it sounds like maybe or easier than anything else, but to say like, hey, you know what, we might not get famous from it, but we have to do these things for ourselves most possibly, and make sure that we're not trying to kind of get notoriety for it. I think that can definitely be a really big challenge. So is that the message that you think you'd share? We'll come back to Jason. Dom.
What's up, buddy?
How do you feel about the reading? What were you thinking about the reading? Is there anybody in history that you kind of look up to? Share a story. What are those expectations?
No, not really looked up to, especially like during the early part of my life. But like now, I really enjoy, you know, the books that I read, especially the Ryan Holiday ones, like when he brings up historic figures and just the way that he tells their story,
Yeah.
I do enjoy like learning more about them, and have thought many times like, oh, I should, grab a biography of that person and kind of like double click into it more. But then I get off in some other, self-help book or parenting book, which is fine. But I do like the perspective of this reading. Kind of something I think about. I think I might try to read to the kids at some point today, uh, because that is on my goal for this month, is to try to read to them a little bit more. And this one, I just like how the lesson I got from it was basically like, it kind of seems like a little like hack on how to change their perspective on what they're doing in school, like, and it not just going to history class, because I remember history class was like, the most boring class, or one of them. And I think I've heard one of my kids say that too. And it's like, don't think about it about just learning the lives of, people who don't exist anymore and therefore don't matter. Think of it more along the lines of like, these are just normal people, like normal everyday people that like did something so extraordinary that it changed the world. And you're made from like the same DNA as this, like you have the same opportunities. Arguably, you can argue that our children have more opportunities. You could also argue that they have less. Um, but just like it's kind of a perspective twist on school and history class in general. Like a lot of kids are like, okay, I'm learning math, so I'm learning a skill. I'm learning English to write. What the hell am I learning history for? And it's like, you're learning like that people can do anything. Like, so I like that perspective.
I think it, especially in the world right now of, I think, social media, I think it's like a good reminder. I know Ryan Holiday here says, and as we continue to go live on different platforms, and if you guys don't know, just to make sure that we're always reading the meditation, the daily meditation from the Daily Dad from Ryan Holiday. So you're more than welcome to jump in, kind of speak with some dads, just make sure that we're always talking about these things. But we're talking September 7th. This one was The Lives of the Greats Remind Us. Now, the title, I feel like, is almost a little bit different than what the message is, right? Because I think the message is that it's not only the greats that really changed the world, or at least we shouldn't think that way, or just make sure that we're not thinking of like the most evil individuals had changed the world or the best people had changed the world, but it's that we ourselves as, maybe not as, you don't have to leave the largest footprint to make the biggest changes, that kind of thing. And I think that if we look back in history, and I think as more history even, kind of builds on itself, we almost have to, like, every, decade, every century, it kind of like we end up pulling out just that one thing that we have to grasp onto. And then all of a sudden, like a whole decade becomes about one person, but we kind of forget, without kind of double clicking in, we kind of forget about that everyone else, like behind those people, that really made the biggest difference. And I think with social media, it's almost like, everyone's attention is on like, who is the most popular person right now. And I think these little history discussions that we can end up having and say, hey, like, I love Teddy Roosevelt's story, but who else behind Teddy Roosevelt really helped him get there? And let's even people today, all politics aside at the moment, when it comes to like, Elon Musk, like who is it behind Elon Musk that like helped him kind of come up with some of these ideas that he has right now about space travel, or, anything with like Tesla. But, in so many hundred years, if the world is still here, it's something where people might only remember one politician or just, one person that kind of changed the world. And all of a sudden our history gets erased if people aren't thinking about it. I was thinking, we're like 31 minutes in, so a little bit over. But as we're kind of in like the fall right now around Halloween, I always think about how Halloween becomes, I think, very just materialistic, and we're spending a lot of money on kind of crappy things. And what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when something becomes so not materialistic? When something becomes
Commercial?
yeah,
meaningful.
yeah, just becomes so commercialized. And so the one thing that I've really grabbed onto and I've really appreciated is the idea of like Day of the Dead, and celebrating and thinking back to people in your life that have passed away that we don't really think about. And so we started creating our own ofrenda. But I think we can easily forget about, you know, the people in our past, my grandfathers, my grandmothers, aunts and uncles, and everything like that. If we don't actively go out of our way to remember these people, or remember or talk about the other individuals behind the most shiny person, right? The person that got the most applause, the person that got the most notoriety. I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. So Dom, I love that you're going to go read this to your kids. I'm so curious what's going to come out of it.
I feel like I'm just going to get ignored, but expect nothing. Be happy with what you get.
You're a great dad just for saying that. I'm going to try to bring up something in history with my girls. Dom, you're getting me inspired to do it. And I don't think I want to folks be like, okay, well, here, I'm gonna tell you about this great person. Then we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about people behind them. But I do want to maybe think about something in history that we could talk about that does talk about making like a really big difference that really wasn't thought about. Like who invented the bagel? Like, you love bagels. Let's make sure that we know who that was. I don't know if I'm getting off point, but anyway.
Antonio Bagel, of course. I think it was Bagel.
Man, that's, you know what? That was a lot funnier than I actually gave it credit in the moment for. So I'm just going to say that was funny.
Thanks. I'm awake now.
He's up.
Anyway, we're at time, guys. It's 9:03 over here. What do we got? We got 6:03 over on the West Coast. What do we have, Jason? You're at 7:03?
We're in Mountain Time, which doesn't really exist, but it's 7:03.
Well, guys, thanks so much for showing up. Any final thoughts? Anything that you guys want to make sure we share with the world? Make sure that we can change people's minds?
I would say I've been sharing your podcast, the Daily Dads podcast, with other friends. I think it's a cool message. So if you guys have anybody that you think would enjoy this,
Yeah.
go ahead and send it out. For sure.
Yeah, okay, 12 sounds like a good volume to do this.
Is this the outro music that you're trying to line up here?
I am. I'm gonna get this down. I'm gonna make this really good and really crisp with no issue at some point. We'll do it. It'll be good. Yeah, please. Not everything we talk about every single day and how we deliver it is going to hit home for you, but I know that one will. At least one a week, I know it will. And if you definitely feel that you listening right now is going to impact you and someone in your life, please go ahead and share it. We're not really looking for any notoriety, making money off this kind of stuff. So the one ask that we have of you is please get the message out, and we appreciate that. Dom's gonna have a great sunrise this morning. I know he is. He had a great sunrise yesterday. He shared us in text.
I'm getting one. Here's my sunrise.
Whew. Guys, the future is bright, and it is just coming up across the country right now.
Yes, sir.
Go change the world, dads. Go change the world. All right? Mugs full of coffee, hearts full of gratitude. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. We love you all. We'll see you later.
Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, and share.
Boom.